Hi, my name is Kim, and welcome to my session on the Millennial Dollar. Where I shop and who I support matters. Thank you so much to Becca and the rest of the Cause Collaborative for inviting me to be a speaker this year at the Collab Summit. It's a great honor, and I am so thankful. So first, to kick off the session, what is social good and how am I interpreting it not only as a small business owner, a female founder, but also as a millennial? I know that my dollar is a hot commodity in the market. Social good in general is the idea that your business is advocating for the better good beyond the capitalistic dollar. What are you doing to help different areas? And this can be things like environmental impact, social justice, advocating and raising up marginalized voices. And what this does in turn is it gains trust with the consumers. We've seen as social media continues to be more and more a part of our daily lives, social media has been a way to champion and advocate some of those social good movements, actions, and advocacy that are happening that might not have been championed with earlier generations. Social good and the millennial dollar are very heavily intertwined now. 2/3 of millennials are rethinking their social giving and giving strategies in general. 2/3 of the population, the millennial population. Gone are the days where philanthropy was really just exclusive to those with wealth and privilege. Now, philanthropy, through the eyes of millennials, is part of everyday giving strategy. Where my dollar is going matters, and I want to impact immediately. If I have discretionary income, I want to have an impact in the world now, not annually, and not when that someday, one day, have money later day. People, especially millennials, want to have impact now. Here's a quote that I really enjoy that came from the founder of the Rich and Resilient Living blog. I think the vote we make with our dollars could have more impact potentially than the vote we cast at the ballot box. And I think that's a really true statement that's resonating with this millennial, myself included, population. How can I uplift voices? How can I support the small business owner, the BIPOC owner, the marginalized voice? We are putting, quite literally, our money where our mouth is to help accelerate and make good and impact now. Millennials are motivated to give back now more than ever. It's giving us focus on how we view ourselves as socially conscious and as opposed to maybe older donors who want to support the missions of the nonprofits they support. The top 3 reasons millennials gave for their charities were, I can make a difference with my donations, I have a responsibility to give, and it helps me live a life that reflects my values. So we've covered the definition of social good. We've talked about some of the statistics around why millennials are advocating and putting their dollar into social good advocacy and so on. Let me give you 2 examples of big corporations that are really advocating and doing social good the right way. So what do I mean by doing social good the right way? I think I should specify that there are lots of claims and things that are table stakes now. Having an environmental impact is a table stake. You can see that on most toilet paper brands now. You'll see claims. I think it's for every roll of toilet paper or pack you're buying, we've planted a tree. That's not the same intensity of social good that I'm advocating for in this session today. I'm talking about companies, and these examples are companies and organizations that take their social good to the heart of their business. It is, you could argue, use the term conscious capitalism. It is giving is as equal, if not as more important than the capitalist dollar. And I'm hoping that differentiation makes sense with these 2 examples. The first example is Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Over the years, we have seen Ben & Jerry's step up by creating limited edition products that advocate across different social platforms and different things that they're advocating for. Most recently, a product that just debuted, I think in the last 2 weeks, is Change is Brewing. This is a pint of ice cream that is designed by Lacey Jordan, Black artist, and the coffee sourced to make this flavor is sourced from a Black-owned coffee business. So those are 2 small steps, supplying and sourcing artwork, how they supplied the artwork. They're already advocating and elevating different marginalized voices. But with the pint in general is advocating for is the idea of public safety. It's human rights and dignity, social and economic justice, and in general helping the planet. And this pint comes from, I'd say, a lot of work we've seen in 2020 that Ben & Jerry's took a stance against Black lives being lost at the hands of police brutality and police violence. Regardless of your political stance, this is an example of how Ben & Jerry's continues to connect with its audience and continues to put its money where its mouth is and continues to push the envelope in creating unique products that create noise, that create awareness. And it's a brand that consumers, especially millennials, continue to give dollars towards. Is a Ben & Jerry's pint more expensive than maybe the store brand ice cream? Yes, it is. And you're still seeing millennials put dollars into Ben & Jerry's because they believe in the things that Ben & Jerry's is advocating. You can also see on their website, there's an entire tab to what their values are and what they are working towards. So I am myself a small business owner. I still have a regular 9-to-5, but I also have my own business with this Read It and Eat subscription box program. So Read It and Eat is a quarterly subscription program, and every quarter there is a new theme. The theme is always food related. So each quarter I pick a theme. For fall right now, I'll use the example of my maple box. I will build an entire box around the maple theme, starting with a nonfiction food book that, of course, is about maple. This one is about maple syrup, here nor there. But most importantly, everything around the box, including any of the snacks and bonus items included in the subscription, I am always trying to work with small businesses. So I worked with Baird Farms for their organic maple syrup. I worked with Long Table Pancakes for their artisan small batch pancake mix. These stickers in the box, they come from a small business too. Your bookmark, small business, and anything else in between. But the most important thing to Read It and Eat is the donation component. Because my Read It and Eat box is quite literally food themed, I wanted to make sure that my donation component is always fighting hunger and food scarcity. I personally don't think anyone can argue that people shouldn't be hungry. So having that donation component up in the forefront of the business model has really helped drive awareness, and also it has driven consumers. It has driven customers, let's be honest about it. And I think that's because when you're buying a subscription box like Read It and Eat or many of the other subscription boxes out there in the world, it's usually in a gift giving capacity. But now what people are resonating with is that I'm giving a gift to a loved one. And on top of it, we're donating $5 from each box to a nonprofit to help fight hunger. You are championing multiple small businesses throughout by purchasing this box. For the winter box, for example, the box supports 2 different nonprofits and 6 small businesses. And 6 of 6, this happens to just be coincidence, are all female founder, female owned businesses. And those are just extra steps I take as a business owner. This is a lot of maybe extra hours and sometimes lost margin. Could I be making more money by working with, a bulk manufacturer for some of these items? Of course I could. But by working with a small business, you might have a little bit of an extra hit to your margin, but you are touching a different audience and you are making a difference with each of those carefully curated steps that you take as a business owner. I also think what's important with the donation component of the Read and Eat box is using social media to show and advocate the nonprofits, the small businesses. Let's tag everyone. Let's have talking points. Let's just discuss and champion how awesome these other small business partners are. $5 might not seem like a lot to someone in terms of a one-time donation or as a component to a box or program. But my favorite part is when I get to live out my fantasies of supermarket sweep and go to the grocery store and buy goods, food, shelf-stable food usually, for the food pantries and nonprofits I'm working with. In the spring, I was able to donate 70 plus organic lemons to the freestanding refrigerators of the Love Fridge Chicago program. In the summer, the proceeds of the ice cream box went to buy peanut butter jars for Feed Western New York. And there is Personally, as an owner, as a human, there is nothing cooler than when you roll up to a donation site with 50 jars of peanut butter and people just cannot believe that you've brought 50 jars with you in one go. So for the maple box, for example, the bracelets in the box each represent 5 meals being donated to school children in third world countries through the Feed organization. They are a luxury food philanthropy apparel brand. And for the winter box, I'm working with Friends of the Night people in Buffalo, New York, and I am donating pantry canned goods. You take $5 per box. I sell 50 boxes on average per quarter. You do the math there, and the average jar of organic vegetables is 55 cents. That's 200 something, no, I'm sorry, double that. That's 400 something jars or cans of goods. And that is what I think social good and impact can look like. I don't think it always has to be a corporate response report that can sometimes just come out and just be lost in the ethos. It doesn't have to just be a big business. You can be a small business and know that you're having an impact as well. Do I hope to one day be a large business? Sure, absolutely. But I'm starting now, a single business owner, one person, and social good is at the core of what I'm trying to do. It's all focused in food. There's plenty of other missions out there, but food is important to me. It's what I'm passionate about, and fighting hunger is the cause that I want to help combat. And finally, I think this box resonates with other people, or at least the mission behind Read It and Eat. Because most recently, I was randomly sent an email by one of the associate producers of The Kelly Clarkson Show, who wanted 10 minutes of my time just to learn more about this subscription box. Wanted to learn more about Read It and Eat. Now, I'm not saying I'm about to be on The Kelly Clarkson Show anytime soon. That's not a guarantee. But here's the thing. I am a small business in Buffalo, New York. I am one person with one box and one mission, and that still caught the attention of some associate producer of a major national syndicated daytime TV show. So let this be a testimonial or a fun fact, but also reassure you that small businesses and large businesses and nonprofits, we can all have impact and do good in the world. We can build social good into our everyday lives and our business models, and people care about it. Remember, millennials, 80% of us want to have some philanthropic strategy now, with small everyday transactions now, not 50 years from now when I'm sitting in the C-suite. We want to take action now, and that is what I encourage everyone to do. If you would like to connect with me after the conference, I will leave my social media handles here on the side, and feel free to drop me an email. If you are a small business in Western New York in the United States, I'd love to work with you. I'd love to hear what you're about. Let's just all collaborate and uplift together. Thank you so much again to the Collab Summit for having me, and thank you, Becca Delaney, for this wonderful opportunity. Thanks, everyone. Bye.